ponytails were mandatory in the British Army up until the 19th century. Yes, they were, that's true.
It's really convincing. Not. We're into the final part of this morning's show. We're asking Ed, Janet and Monty if ponytails are pony on men. And if you, like some of the younger, more northern members of the Right Stuff team, have no idea what I mean when I say ponytails are pony, I'm talking rhyming slang. Pony and trap? Get it?
No. Explain.
I'll explain later.
I thought pony phony.
Pony... No. Pony and trap.
Oh, it's terrible. How did this get on my head?
I just thought you looked worryingly like Boris Johnson.
Well, actually, there were far nicer people saying I look like Russell Crowe, actually.
Wow, OK. Well...
I am often mistaken for Boris Johnson's... What's the word I'm looking for?
No more so than now you've spiked your hair up. We're asking if ponytails are pants, whether it all depends on how old you are or how much hair you have. 0207 173 5555 is the number for your thoughts.
You are going to wear this throughout the entire...
I'm going to give it a go. Yeah. You can put yours back on. Come on, safety.
I think Monty looks really good. I think you both look really good with it, but I think the blonde doesn't work.
You look fantastic.
You look really good. I think it's because...
Who would vote Tory if Ed put it back on? Yeah, we have new Tory voters. Voters.
I'll tell you something. I think it actually helps us focus on the issue. Because Monty is so butch, he looks good in a ponytail.
Yeah, he does.
If you're butch, you can carry off a ponytail.
Well, put your wig back on if you could see what your hair's doing right now.
Yeah. Listen, while he debates whether or not to wear the wig, I'll give you the read. The read reads... I was gutted when I read in the Current Bun, more rhyming slang for you, that status quo legend Francis Rossi had chopped his trademark ponytail off after 35 rockin' and rolling years. He reckons it was time for him to stop clinging to his youth. He also admitted his hair was getting a bit too thin these days to get away with it. Yet dad of 8, Francis, claims his look was always a big hit with his Mrs. Eileen. And, truth be told, you're millions of fans, mate. David Beckham, he once dallied with a tail, as have Russell Crowe. While Orlando Bloom, I think we can say, only just about carries it off. So, if some of the best-looking men in the world struggled to wear a ponytail, what hope for us mere mortals? Is a nice short back and size the only option? Ed, did you ever have long hair?
I did have long hair when I left school.
How long?
Well, it was down to my shoulders.
OK, did you ever ponytail it then?
I think I was able to, actually, just. But as Tim, the posh producer, said, you know, all us public school boys, you know. Once we're safely out the school gates, tough act of rebellion.
Live the dream.
Yeah, live the dream.
Status quo are, I believe, Tory voters, Tory supporters. So, do you support their decision, or Frank's decision, to get rid of his ponytail?
I support whatever decision Frank Rossi takes.
Really? Yeah. I'm devastated.
He's a great man, and I trust his judgment impeccably.
But he always looked cool. That's what I don't know. I don't understand.
Well, I think there's a, you know, just we were talking about, you know, there's a time to have children, there's a time to chop your ponytail off, you know, and I think it's important also to... I mean, I think, funny enough, there was an architect I knew who always had a ponytail, and, you know, I think certain men do carry off. He was eccentric, he always wore a kilt, and when he died, when he was 70, he died with his ponytail.
Mm.
I'd suggest if you want to have children, you probably need to cut your ponytail. That's probably...
Have you ever gone through the long hair stage or not?
There is no set of circumstances on God's earth that justifies a man with a ponytail or a man wearing Speedos.
Get off the fence. Get off. You really feel that strongly about it?
Some certainty in this debate.
No. Great naval tradition, you know. They used to dip them in tar and all that sort of stuff, but, I don't know, ponytails is just fundamentally wrong. It's against all the laws of nature.
Go on then, Janet. What do you say? What's the female perspective?
It certainly has to be accompanied by a full head of hair. Definitely. I think there is nothing worse than the man clinging on to a few strands at the back while the front of it is telling a very different story.
Yes,
that's gross. And if you do have long hair, it's the same for women. It's got to be in good condition. I think the struggly ponytail is not a good look on anyone. But if you're the sort of person who can carry it off, then that's absolutely fine. And it becomes sort of, you know, that's your look, that's who you are. I don't think you should grow one as an older person, definitely not. But I'm saddened that Frank Rossi has cut his.
I am, because Dave Brock, my mate in Hawkwind, 60-something, he won't thank me for saying that on air, has an amazing head of hair still, ponytailed or not.
Yeah.
It's,
But
it's rock and roll.
It has
cool.
to be matched at the front. I
It's
think.
when it
There
crosses
is,
the ponytail roadkill divide, isn't it? That's when it's not.
You really don't like them, do you?
You have got quite strong. You've got quite strong
actually-
views on the old
Also,
ponytail.
it really suits you. That's the irony.
I think so
It
too.
really does,
Right.
Yeah.
Did you have
Now-
a traumatic
Yes.
incident as a child with a ponytail?
With a pony.
With a pony.
There's a certain restoration feel to how it looks on you.
Just before we take some calls, I think the guy's name's Duncan Morris. Forgive me if I got it wrong, Duncan Morris. I'm not impressed with Francis Rossi. I'm getting 20 years' worth of ponytail cut off in 2 weeks' time for the Macmillan Nurses charity. And I find out yesterday that Mr. Rossi has stolen my moment of glory. I had no idea. I had the idea. Oh, my word, that is a full head of hair, isn't it? Anyway, I'm not allowed to plug charities, so I couldn't tell you possibly to go to justgiving.com/Duncan Morris 1, because that would break TV rules. But there you go. And let's find out what our audience have to say about ponytails, Eric.
Indeed. Well, next to me is Lorraine. You've got a lovely head of hair, haven't you? But what do you think about ponytails on men?
I think it really does depend on the man. This is all looking quite Poldark at the moment, which, you know, sort of swashbuckling thing, which is... yeah, I quite like, but I agree with Janet. I think if you've got a bit of a bald patch coming, that's
rid.
really not a good look.
mistake.
With one exception, Bill Bailey. I can't imagine him without his...
It's because he rocks.
It'd be-
He's a rocker and a roller.
Very good point.
That's a very valid point. That's a very
but that's where I kind of say, Frank Rossi, whatever you think, he's been doing the same thing for whatever it is since 1967, I think. And he looks fantastic. I mean, I can't imagine him doing rocking all over the world.
Certainly, I mean, I gather that somebody has now emailed in to say that they love Matthew's new look. In fact, he looks like Norman Bates in Psycho impersonating his mother, which I think is pretty spot on, actually.
Thank you. We'll have a quick call. We'll have a quick call. We'll have a quick call.
Okay. I'm just saying I'm swayed by the hair on you two. You both look amazing.
I tell you, I'm very itchy.
We've got a caller called Jill on line 1.
Jill, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Are ponytails pants on blokes?
Well, I think there's a simple rule of thumb for ponytails on men. I think that if you're under 40 and you have a full head of hair, you can have a ponytail. If you're over 40 or even under 40 and you haven't got a full head of hair, cut it off. That's that simple.
OK, very simple. I tell you what, I wonder where it goes like that.
Do it to the side. Oh, yeah.
I feel like Russell Brand. Oh, who's up for sex? Oh. Listen, that's it. That is it. God, that is driving me nuts. Thank you for the call, Jill. Now, like an unwanted ponytail, it's time for us to cut quickly to the end of the programme as we're all out of time. I have to say a huge thank you to this man this morning, Monty.
It's my pleasure.
So much for joining us. Thank you very much. Best of luck. Monty Hall's Escape. Great Escape, Sunday nights, 9 o'clock on BBC Two. Janet Ed will see you tomorrow. And what can I tell you about tomorrow's programme? Well, what a treat we have in store for you. The multi-talented Matthew Kelly will be our star guest. Don't miss him. And don't miss Minder tonight, 9 o'clock right here on 5. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.